Hello, welcome to another episode of So Fly. My name is Mitch, and we've got Aldo.
Hi.
Looks like you got a handy little mug there. What is that?
Oh, this?
Mm-hmm.
This mug right here that I'm holding?
It's a beautiful Yeti mug with a nice engraving on it that says,
Protect Ontario streams.
and it's designed by the one and only Keith Redston.
And why am I holding this mug?
Because we're very excited that SOTOS, the Southern Ontario Trout Opener Social, is back for another year. I think this is the fourth year in a row we've done it.
Yeah, buddy.
Exciting. It's a little bit of a change this year because usually we did it at third place in Toronto. Thank you, Civil Liberties and Nick Kennedy, for graciously hosting us. But of course, their bar's out of commission this year because they had a bit of a flooding problem. So we have some people that swooped in to save the day. We asked our friends at HOOKÉ, and you might remember HOOKÉ because they're a really, really amazing hat company here in Toronto. And we've done an event with them in the past. And
The Bespoke series.
yeah, so we hit them up and we were like, oh man, would you guys, want to do this with us and use your space? And of course, they were super kind and nice to say, but of course. Um, so we're really excited that we're doing it with Kudite, and there's a change because it's going to be at 1 Golden Avenue in Toronto on April 19th at 7 p.m. Come on down and celebrate another Southern Ontario trout season opener and another amazing season of fishing. See you later, winter.
Yeah, peace.
Peace.
Peace out.
Super excited about that.
But yeah, super excited to host it there. For people who have been in the space before, it's actually been renovated, so it's going to look a little bit different. But it's still going to be cool and warm and cozy. A lot of space for all of us. Of course, start practicing because the Squirmy Wormy Derby is back. Matt Martin from Smooth River Guiding, he's been so nice to give up a guiding day, a half day of guiding, as the prize for the person who ties the fastest Squirmy Wormy. However, he's going to be judging it because he doesn't want to give it up for anybody. But you're not racing anybody but the time, so you're just battling yourself. So whoever can tie the fastest Squirmy Wormy,
yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Is going to win that prize, which is great. And as we already alluded to, and if you were watching on YouTube, we've partnered with Yeti again to make custom mugs. This year we have 75. Last year we had 50. This year we have 75.
They went like hotcakes.
Yeah, so get them while you can.
Yep.
But they're awesome. They're the stackable Rambler with a handle, perfect for your morning coffee. But we're still going to put cocktails in them as well. So you can buy them without a cocktail in it or with a cocktail in it, and that's going to be really, really awesome. Obviously, we're going to have a big old raffle with a bunch of prizes, silent auction as we normally do, and we're actually going to auction off Mitch's collection. Of old hats.
I actually have so many.
I know.
I know. But no one will buy them.
Yeah,
but yeah, we do have some really wicked prizes here, and Kudite is also. I got news for you after this, which I'll tell you about. It'll be a surprise for now.
Oh, wow!
Jay just called me and he's like, "Oh, I got this really, really cool prize." So yeah, they're donating some stuff. I mean, it's going to be a SOTOS for the books. So if you haven't come to SOTOS in the past and you wanted to, find a way. And if you have come in the past, you got to come again. April 19th. We know it's Easter weekend, but it is the weekend before trout opener. We don't want to do it on trout opener because we know people want to fish, so we don't want anything to get in the way of that. So we just make it Easter weekend. And if you want to break from the fam, break from the Easter dinners, or if you're like me and not doing anything, come on down.
I mean, the Easter Bunny and Jesus, they both aren't coming until Sunday. So, the Saturday,
True.
It's all Jesus, for you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jesus will come and he'll drop all the chocolate bunnies off on Sunday. Or wait, Easter Bunny will come and drop chocolate bunnies. I'm confused with the whole thing, but I'm not confused about April 19th, 7 p.m., 1 Golden Avenue. Let's go, SOTOS. Here we go. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, it's going to be super awesome. You know what Jesus was doing in between the Friday and the Sunday?
What's that?
He was going to SOTOS. and you want to know why? Because Jesus Christ is a fisherman and he loves brook trout. And he wants us to save the brook trout,
much like brookies.
Yeah, he tried to save all of our souls.
100% of the proceeds go back to Ontario Streams again. So, come and do some good. Yeah, like we really try to generate as much as we can. Last year we generated $5,000.
$5,000 in one night, thanks to all of you that came out. So
I want to hit 10 this year. I want to double it.
Okay.
That's the goal.
I don't know how that's gonna happen, but totally, man.
Totally. Let's try. If you're listening, let's do this. Okay, what else is going on in the thing, Ontario?
You know what? I don't care. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't really have too much. Actually, I do have another giant thing. This community calendar is kind of only going to be about us. Okay, everybody, because the next thing that's happening, which is actually the next weekend, after Sotos, is we're going to be at the Muskoka Brewery with one of my. I don't know if hero is the right word, but something like it. We're going to be doing a live podcast with the one and only Jim Baird.
Live podcast, Jim Baird at Muskoka Brewery.
And then after that weekend, we're going to stay in Muskoka. I mean, I'm going to. Maybe you're going to want to too, Mitch. And I'm going to go trout fishing up there. I'm going to spend trout opener weekend up in Muskoka.
I mean, I'm super stoked to chat with Jim live in person in Muskoka.
Yeah.
At Muskoka Brewery. That's going to be wicked. Jim Baird's obviously an icon, outdoors person. He's triumphed over the wilderness in many crazy situations. Of course, he's got wicked YouTube content, podcast of his own, and he won friggin' alone. How many times?
I think just the once with his brother.
Oh, I thought he won it twice. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he won it every time. Jim Baird is an absolute legend. So that's going to be sick. I can't wait.
Yeah, and much like us, he, him more so than us, obviously, but he loves exploring the backcountry and he loves fishing the backcountry, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about the amazing fishing that can be had DIY style in the backcountry in Northern Ontario. That's exactly what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
Because he loves it. We love it. He might like brook trout more than we do.
Probably.
He loves brook trout. Like, he makes missions.
Yeah.
Jim Baird style missions to go chase brook trout. So we're stoked
he's as hardcore as they get. Like he's he's an icon. So it's gonna be sick. Can't wait for that.
Oh my god.
What is that date again?
So that is gonna be Sotos is the 19th.
Yeah.
That's a Saturday. The very next Saturday is gonna be the live podcast at Muskoka Brewery. And we're gonna be there. Obviously, big thanks to Muskoka for hosting us.
Yeah.
And also you're going to be, if you come, you can win some beer, but also Jim has a limited edition fishing tackle.
Oh, sick.
And for the first, I think 20 people that are coming, you're going to get some.
What? That's rad. He's going to give that away.
Yeah. And we're going to celebrate. He did a beer collab with Muskoka Brewery last year, and they're bringing it back this year. And we're going to crack some cans of that and celebrate that too. It's going to be a big party. It's going to be a Saturday party.
I think it's going to be a really fun live show.
Yeah, and it's going to be in the afternoon.
Shows go. Live shows with Jim Baird in a brewery. Yeah, on a Saturday.
We'll do a little Q&A, of course.
Oh yeah, big time. If you want to
come, Jim's got a podcast too.
Come ask him questions and come meet him after the show. Sick. Well, come to that. April 29th.
26.
26. I got the number upside down. What else we got going on?
That's it, buddy. Those are two big things, like Sotos and
those are two big things.
Hanging out with Jim Baird in Muskoka in Bracebridge at the brewery. How
it's
cool!
The most wonderful time of the year.
Ontario. And then that's it. Season's open, baby. We got to get on the rivers.
God,
I've tied 0 flies.
Talk about that in the outro. Before we get into the interview, of course, we're talking today with Fred Campbell and Seb, who's this amazing hunter angler chef that does a lot of stuff with Fred and the HOOKÉ team. We talked to them at the Yeti booth at the Sportsman Show in Toronto. Before we play that interview, we recorded on location. We're gonna have this little chat with Daniel. Dan Live to Fish. You might know him. He's a awesome dude down here in the Ontario fishing community. And he organized a huge fly fishing section kind of comeback for the Toronto Sports Show this year. And so we want to hear from him and just hear how that fly fishing section went, and give him a high five too, because it was very well done. We were at it. A lot of people we know were at it, and he did a great job, I think, kicking it off. So let's listen to that first. Let's talk to Dan now, and then we'll see the on location interview. Here's Dan. All right, we got Dan Notarianni here from Live to Fish. Dan, how the heck are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
We're good, man. We're stoked to chat. We wanted to have you on because you did such a great job with the Toronto Sports Show and the fly fishing section. We wanted to just kind of say nice work.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was awesome, dude.
Yeah, we the plan originally was to interview you at the show, but we all just got so busy that it was like it just wasn't going to happen. So, we wanted to make sure that we dedicated some time to chatting with you cuz yeah, dude, you led the charge.
Yeah, thanks. Well, yeah, I mean, I remember walking in at like 7 every morning, and then all of a sudden, like the show's closing.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I heard it was a good time. I remember running around all day, and
yeah.
it was it was great. It was great. Everyone that was there made it such an awesome event. So
Well, maybe let's start with a quick basic rundown here of, because we do have a lot of American listeners and a lot of people that maybe don't live in Ontario or do. What is the Toronto Sportsman Show? Where is it? And where was it this year? And why was it such a big deal that fly fishing was back?
All right. Well, the Toronto Sportsman Show is probably one of the biggest outdoor shows in Ontario, maybe in Canada. I'm not sure. It's year 76 this year.
Wow.
That's wild.
And so, way before I was born, it's been happening, and I remember it being a thing my whole life.
Totally.
It was at the International Center in at the Mississauga-Toronto border there. It's a huge venue, tons of free parking, and apparently there wasn't enough parking this year, which was awesome.
Wow.
And it was a big deal that fly was there because it hasn't been there in 12 or 14 years.
Yeah.
And it's been missing. And I remember growing up, going to the Sportsman Show, going to the casting lanes, and walking up to people like Bill Spicer and him saying, "No, this is how you do it." That's kind of what turned me in the right direction with fly fishing, I think.
Yeah.
But so it was it's really sad that it wasn't there for so long, and I mean, timing just kind of lined up that I was in contact with them about the same time when they're more or less ready to get it done. They tried to do it last year, but didn't work out, and this year it happened.
So you hit them up and you're just like, "Hey, I want to help bring this thing to life."
No, actually, I hit them up because I wanted to get a booth for my guiding services. And and he said he recognized me from running the grand event.
Yeah.
That happens in Fergus, and said, we're trying to bring fly and river to light at the Sportsman Show. You want to put an area together, kind of like what we did with the refuge area there in the hunting department. And I said, hell yeah. So.
Oh, sick, man. Okay.
Yeah.
And then it's just kind of blossomed from there.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I didn't even end up with a booth at the show, but we ended up with something a lot better for the community. And, I kind of joke about how, like, I didn't talk about my guiding or sell it at all. But I think overall, I'm much happier with the way it turned out, for sure. So.
Well, here's a bit of a chance to talk about your guiding. We'll definitely put links to your stuff in the show notes. But
thanks.
What were some of the brands that were out? I know Wolf Rods was a really cool one.
Yeah. So Wolf was there. They actually sponsored the casting lanes, which was awesome. Guideline was there. Guideline, Patagonia, Winston. I'm going to go in order so I don't forget anyone. Then we have Wolf Rods, Grand River Outfitting and Fly Shops, Hall Rods, Fin Trail. And then we had Kawartha Paddle, Fairbank. So like Sage, Reddington, Rio was there with Tyler from...
Tyler Dunsmore.
Dunsmore, yeah. And then...
like Isaac Walton.
Isaac Walton was there.
So along the back, we had the Isaac Walton Club and the Scarborough Rod Builders and Fly Tires. And then we had Natural Strike Flies. It's a dude from out east, Eastern Ontario. A teenager, just started fly tying and set up a booth, and he did well. And then we had Halton Hills Guided Trout Service.
Nice.
That
was a lot. There's a lot of fly fishing stuff for people to check out. It was really great.
Yeah.
And some cool seminars, like the Spice Man himself came out and was giving seminars
that was awesome.
and showing casting. Yeah.
I was saying he was like sitting beside me throughout me talking, and I was like, oh, this is giving me a lot of cred right here.
Well, so I went to go do my seminar on the second day that he was there, and he was sitting in the seat beside there, we had the two seats on stage there.
Yeah.
And I start, loading up my seminar on the laptop, and he's like, "Oh, Daniel, would you like me to move?" I'm like, "You do whatever you want."
Yeah.
Thinking he was gonna like get up and move like he did with most other people. Well, he just kind of like sits back in the chair, and I'm like, "Okay." And then I look over, and my nunna came. My nunna sits down like right in front of me over here. So I have Bill Spicer directly to my right, my nunna directly in front of me, and not even thinking about what seminar I'm doing. And it's a steelhead seminar, and I'm like, "Oh, great! I'm going to do a steelhead seminar in front of Bill Spicer and my nunna." So like, no matter where I looked, I was like, "Oh, this is
the pressure's
nerve-wracking." Like I haven't been that nervous in a long, long time. But
that's awesome.
Just so awesome that he was there, and
yeah, very cool. Well, heck yeah.
Yeah. We also had Scientific Anglers was there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
They had the bring your own rod kit kind of going.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And you know, like you were saying with the seminars, a ton of different seminars. So
yeah. And then obviously, I mean, they weren't right next to us, but the HOOKÉ guys were there. Although, mainly for their clothing brand, but they are fly fishy.
It was pretty awesome because like you'd walk through HOOKÉ and then walk through some of the fishing stuff and then come down to the fly fishing area. So like every evening, a whole bunch of our guys would have like some, I got this over at HOOKÉ or so on and so on. And one night a buddy of mine comes down with a beer and I'm like, "Where'd you get that?" He goes, "Over at HOOKÉ and Yeti." And I'm like,
"And Yeti."
And I look over at Scott Barham and I'm like, "Let's go." Like,
ooh, beers?
Yeah.
Sure. Beers? Yeti beers?
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, no, it was really cool. Just to paint a picture for everybody, like, there was like a really awesome, they kind of had a corner area, with several booths, but then the casting lanes and then the seminar space, which was kind of more like a fireside lounge, like you'd find at like a fly shop, which was great because, we had some calls, leading up to the show, and we were always, all three of us, I think, we're like, "Oh man, it kind of sucks when you're at these shows going to seminars because it's so, the rest of the show is so loud. So it can sometimes feel like lost or empty or hard to hear." And I think the way you set it up was like, one, it was right beside the casting lane, so that's cool. So you got like people walking by with rods and listening in your your conversation. You had couches and chairs and stuff, so it felt really intimate. It felt like obviously some seminars were better attended than others, but it didn't really matter because even if there were only a couple people there, it still felt like a really awesome chat. And the way you were pumping the sound throughout the area, everybody could kind of hear, even if you were at a booth, know, and especially if you were in the casting lanes, you could listen to a whole seminar while you're casting a rod, which I thought was really cool. So it felt like a really cool section. You can definitely see how it's, if we really keep at it, how that section can grow. And, when we were there on the Friday, I don't think I saw Dean stop tying flies.
No.
Like that booth was slammed all day.
I tried to warn them ahead of time that the show is heavily attended, especially the Friday, Saturday with kids. And I don't know if they just couldn't get extra people there or if they thought maybe they'd be okay with one person. But at the end of the show, Dean came up to me and he was like, "That was insane." He looked like exhausted, but excited and happy at the same time. Like, yeah, it was, that area there, that back area was kicking all show long, which is awesome. Cause we want to see more people getting into it for the first time. Sure. And that's kind of why we tried. I mean, we had, Larry Mellers was there for 4 days, and I think he was pulling people into the casting lanes nonstop. Like it was
cool.
He is a machine. And I jokingly said like he kind of like keeps his youth by stealing a little bit every time someone gets excited about fly fishing. Yeah, but because if someone's into it, he's like, "Let's go!" Like I think he stole 2 people from me. So
right.
Well, you did a heck of a job. And
I mean, it's important, like we said, it's an outdoors show. It's not just a fishing show. It's not just it's not just a fly fishing show. 2, it's not just a fishing show. There's like
so many different
huge.
halls.
It's hunting. The overlanding stuff has really exploded. It's like it has a whole hall for overlanding.
Did you make it into that hall this year?
No, thank God, because I probably would have spent some money.
Last year we saw it.
I'm still not sure what overlanding is.
I think
be
it's
honest.
you buy a pickup truck and then you put a bunch of stuff on it and
you drive over
and then you
land.
and then you drive.
Oh, okay.
You
There was
drive.
there was a couple guys selling swords, which was pretty
Yeah.
buck wild.
Yeah.
Like
It's
elven
if
swords.
it's like outdoorsy or anything
Like outdoor
along the
scrap.
lines like outdoor adjacent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a blacksmith or something.
Yeah. You'll probably find it there.
I hope that I didn't really get to chat with them a lot, but I hope that Kawartha Paddle comes back and then maybe we could do a little bit more of like a maybe they can do a seminar on fishing from because we fish from obviously shall we say human powered watercraft all the time, and I think like we canoe a lot. Mitch has a kayak. I have a fishing. We both have fishing kayaks. I think that'd be involve them more. Yeah, and just like that show really just got me thinking, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, I mean, honestly, like the seminars came together in about 3 weeks, I think. We were originally going to say, let's not do anything. And then started talking with Bill Spicer and he goes, oh, I'll do this and this. And then I'm like, oh, I'm not going to say no because, that's going to, it drew a crowd every time he started talking.
Yeah.
So, so we have a lot of great input and thoughts for next year. And, from the sounds of it, the show is very happy with doing it. Like Mike's excited to do it again next year and
sick,
make it bigger and better. So
I'll look for it next year. And Dan, you did a great job. And
thank you.
Kudos, brother.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, dude.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming on, just chatting about that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we'll put links to your guiding services in the show notes too, because of course Dan is a guide, and where do you guide, Dan?
I kind of guide all over. So, because I'm based out of Toronto, but I do a lot of work up in Fergus, with the shop up there. I book a lot up there, and I do a lot of like learn to fly fish, learn to cast, and the Grand's just a great river for that because it's wide, it's shallow, and there's usually a lot of fish in there. So,
boom. Okay, great. Well, if you're looking for that, Dan's a great fella to go out with. So we'll put the links in the show notes.
Dan, we'll go fishing together and do like a proper big show together. But really appreciate you coming on doing this little segment.
No problem. And thank you guys for all the help with the show too. You guys gave us a lot of ideas off the top there and coming out and doing what you guys did at the show. Appreciate it.
Cool, man. Thank you.
It was fun. It was fun. Looking forward to next year. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, now to hear our chat with Fred and Seb in the Yeti booth from the show right now after these words. Here we are in the HOOKÉ Yeti booth, recording right on the floor. There might be some people that walk by sometimes. That's because this is a busy sports show here in Toronto that we're really excited to be at. And we're talking today with Fred from HOOKÉ. Fred, how's it going?
What's up? Yeah.
Seb, how are you?
Hey, good. You?
Good. Very nice to meet you. And we're super excited to talk with you, Seb, and Fred too about the fishing film. I know you got lots of news there. But how's it been going here at the Toronto show?
Well, this is Friday, and the show started yesterday on Thursday. And Fred, I feel like this is like turning into an anniversary for us. Every year we're like doing a live podcast at the Toronto Sports Show, which is really cool.
I was just talking about like last year at the Filson store.
Yeah.
Great brand I've been looking up for so long and couldn't imagine I was there, and now we're at the show live talking again. Yeah.
Man, it's so fun. Dude, the booth looks great.
It looks awesome. Yeah, it looks really good. And I love all the clothes you guys got right now. Like the lineup's wicked.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Free beer now. Happy hour.
Boom, there we go.
Ooh, I got a beer going in my Yeti mug.
What more do we need? I know. I love this.
Oh, yeah, and Ducks Unlimited, Yeti mug.
Oh, there you go.
I love it.
That's it.
Got to protect the outdoors,
Absolutely.
Yeah, big time.
Well, I mean, Seb, we might talk to you first because, Fred's been on the show a couple times, but if we could talk to you about your fly fishing life and your chef life, and that'd be awesome. So maybe just a little bit about what you do and what you like fishing for.
Who are you and what do you do?
Yeah.
I can hear you guys.
Oh, you
said.
Oh, that's okay. We'll get you some headphones. No worries.
Yeah. Break for headphones. The headphones make it way better. Yeah, I feel it.
Oh, yeah. I heard him pretty good. Yeah, too much shooting.
Too much shooting for sure. That'll do it.
I'll put him in 3.
Okay. Yep.
I was actually going to ask you,
Is that better?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, are you having an hearing problem?
Yeah.
There we
Is
go.
that better?
Too much shotgun.
There you go.
Too much shotgun.
All right, we're on the headphones now. So yeah, why don't you just tell us, Seb, like who you are, what do you do, like what's your background?
My background as a fisherman and a hunter, trapper, I can give that to my family because my grandfather was a hunter, and we do a lot of stuff like that when we're young. So I mostly grow up in a hunting and fishing culture, and all of that. It's when you hunt and you fish, you cook. You do it because you want to eat it. So I found a lot of passion for cooking. So I do my class in Cooking Institute, and after that, I worked in a restaurant, and I found myself in the bush and said, okay, we need to do more wild cooking and everything. So there we go. There I am. So I cook everything. I hunt, I fish. I'm not really a catch and release guy because
For salmon, though, you need to do it.
yeah, that's why I'm not really go fishing for salmon. Sometimes yes, for fun with the friends, but yeah, almost the thing I fish, I eat it.
What's your favorite thing to fish for?
I really like fish pike and muskie. I love those because I'm from the north of Montreal. So
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we don't have salmon there, so we have
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so we have walleyes, perch, pike, trout. So yeah, pike is one of my best fish.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe try just holding the mic a little higher.
Oh, sorry.
That's perfect.
No,
it's
it's
all
okay.
Good. That's all good.
You're
You're good. Okay, cool. So yeah, pike and everything else, and you're a hunter as well.
Yeah.
Nice. What do you typically hunt for?
My favorite hunt it's partridge, small game.
Nice.
Yeah, because I can do it with my kids, and you walk a lot, and you take time in the nature. You
Yeah.
can, I don't know. For me, it's the best hunt. It's not a big deal. You don't have to carry a lot of stuff and rent a cottage or pay for a lot of stuff you need to deer hunt or moose hunting. And moose hunting, it's Quebec. It's more difficult now than back then. So partridge is pretty good.
Yeah.
So it's a good hunt, and there we go.
How did you two meet, Fred and Seb?
Yeah, it's kind of a long story, but we actually met when Seb was running a fly shop and he was purchasing loop gear.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
cool.
like I said, 10
Where was the
years.
fly shop? Was that
10 years
Montreal?
ago. What was the name of the store?
Task Canada.
That's Canada. It's not open anymore, but that's how we met, and then we got really connected. And of course, he was the whole deal. He cook, fly fish, hunt, and everything. So we started to work together. He actually hosted a couple of our TV shows when we did the hunting show.
Yep.
Was that the
And,
shows on Eunice?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Tibisanic Uni. So we had 4 seasons of fly fishing show, and 1 season of the hunting show, and that's when Seb came on board for that show. And from then on, we've been collaborating. He's doing a lot of great videos for actually the cooking side of our company, and now in events and everything. Like when you're in the wild and you know about it, it's easier to talk about it. So I guess that's how we met in the store, but now we're working
Out in
together.
the field, yeah. Seb, what's one of your favorite memories out in the outdoors with Fred?
With Fred.
Yeah.
Or maybe without Fred. Maybe with Fred.
But yeah, without Fred, the first time it's when we going to bear hunting at Tourilly in Quebec. It was a great show with Fred Campbell. It's a great guy, and it's my first show with HOOKÉ, and we are on the spot, and it's barely for only guns. You can, and I'm a bow hunter.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's cool.
Pardon me?
Oh, I was just saying that's cool.
Yeah. So it was really hard to find a spot for bow hunting.
Yeah.
And after a couple days, I found a spot with another guy from the
Outfitter.
yeah, the outfitter. Yeah. And I say this is the spot.
Yeah.
So we go in there, and it was a pretty really small window for shooting because it's for guns. So we tried to figure out how to do it. So I do a shot at 35 feet with a bow. So the first time I saw the spot, I go back to the cottage. And I practice with my target and everything for a couple of hours to make sure I can do a long shot like this. And when I go back on the end of the afternoon, the bears come and they just walk through under our blind. And he go back to I put some smell on the small tree. And he just left only 2 rear paws, and I just make the shot. So it was pretty intense because this was my first bear I shoot, and it's a predator, and with a bow and everything. It was crazy and good emotional. For your first bear, it's wild. Crazy. Yeah,
it's pretty wild.
It's pretty wild, and it's the how the native reserve was that with the Huron-Wendat. So it's pretty for you native people. The bear is pretty spiritual animal. Spiritual animal. So that's it. So that was pretty emotive.
Pretty emotional moment.
Really.
Before you tell your favorite Fred story, how do you like to prepare bear? How do you cook bear?
In a stew.
In a stew?
Yeah.
Okay.
Slow cook. Slow cook.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's good.
Yeah, it's good. I do effiloché de porc. I don't know it's in English. Effiloché de porc.
Yeah, it's pulled pork.
Okay, like braised, like a braised
bear pork.
Yeah,
pulled bear.
Pulled bear. There we go.
I mean, it doesn't get more wild than pulled bear. That's pretty hardcore.
Oh yeah. So I do that like a pulled bear burger.
Oh man.
And and a stew. And I do this ravioli too.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Stuff with bear meat inside.
Dude,
that was crazy.
That sounds amazing.
Bear violi.
Bear violi.
Barioli?
Barioli.
Barioli. I never heard that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was a pretty good show, a pretty good emotional moment with the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we live all this moment with the cameraman, the outfitter, the guide.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Then alone, because I'm always hunting alone.
Yeah.
Most of the time. So with the team and the first time in a show with the cameras and everything was really, really, you need to be cautious because a sound or something came from the camera and it's done.
The hunt's over.
Yeah, it's over. So
I forget to turn off silent shooting. You ruin the fucking shot.
That's
the shutter.
That's
tricky.
Fuck. That's amazing.
So it was my first moment with HOOKÉ and the more intense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So favorite memory with Fred now, because you guys have spent some time in the
I
outdoors.
think we were talking about it yesterday. Barfest it was called.
Oh,
eh?
Oh, that's the Striper Festival?
Yeah.
Striper Festival, but it's the first time we did it, I guess, and I don't know if I want to tell the whole story, but it was pretty crazy. I don't know. We did a party. We had all the event, and it was the striped bass event, and we were a bunch of people. I think I did a DJ set. We're showcasing a film. And then we're inside, and but that's before, I don't do that anymore. Then I say, hey,
you don't DJ anymore?
Yeah, you don't drink anymore.
Don't drink anymore.
5 years
sober.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
So I said, hey guys, I got 240 king cans in my HOOKÉ van. We should go outside instead of going to the bar, So we went outside and we just drank all those beers, and then nobody had caught striped bass. And then we go down by the water and we were hearing I'm like, guys, I think these are striped bass. And then I don't know, people start to fish for striped bass, and we're just catching striped bass, and it was just
at night,
crazy story. And what was the ending? You ended up in a
Chinese bar
restaurant, and so it's just crazy adventure of the Bar Fest, and it was a great event. We'll probably bring it back, but back in those. Well, that's how long ago? 7 years ago.
Yeah.
6 or 7 years ago.
Oh wow.
We used to really like have party when we used to get together.
Yep.
Now we're getting older and more.
Yep.
More. More.
A little
quiet,
less of the party.
relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
But
not a
they're-
party animal anymore.
Yeah.
It's over for me.
Different kind of party, right in the woods, hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
But the striped bass fishery, when we discovered it, was definitely an amazing time. Now we kind of got used to it, but they weren't there before. We were only hearing stories of the striped bass coming into the Gaspé Peninsula, and it was crazy.
I mean,
Yeah, man.
when I was 16, I was working. I'm almost 40 now. I was working at a fly shop in Ottawa. We're both from Ottawa.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the big push back then was to save the striped bass in the Gaspé because there were none.
Yep.
And now to see this fishery, like we're going to be there in August, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, nice. And I know you're shout out to the people you're going to see.
Yeah,
And
Gaspé Coastal.
yeah, new lodge, great
Yeah,
place. Yeah.
So cool.
Are you guys going to be around? Maybe.
I want to go check it out, but I'm going May 17th to check out their lodge for the 50-50 on the water. Like Lynn
Yeah.
Sexton is putting together like 300 women.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's
Amazing.
crazy the work that she did, and they're all getting together, and we're gonna
Sarah
go show.
put that together?
Well, Sarah's involved, but sorry, Lynn Sexton,
Lynn.
who's got the Sexton and Sexton Fly Shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go and sleep at the lodge and showcase the new film like we just did.
Awesome.
I do the supper for these.
Ah,
Oh, and you're going to cook for
Oh
it.
man, that's
Oh,
amazing.
Do you already know you have your menu planned out yet?
Yeah, but not all set.
Yeah.
I have a couple details to do.
Okay,
but,
okay.
yeah.
I love it.
We're both. My background's in restaurants. I used to own restaurants, run restaurants. So
And I like to eat. So we,
What are we eating tonight?
Yeah.
What's your favorite like wild game to prepare? I know you said partridge is what you like to hunt, but is it the same or do you have something else?
Moose. I
Okay.
really love the moose because moose, it's our wild cow.
Yeah.
So you can do a lot of things with moose.
Yeah.
You can do burger, you can do stew, you can do steaks, you can do everything. And depending where the moose was taken,
Yeah.
it's different taste. If you take
Changes quite a bit.
yeah,
No
because
way.
it's New Brunswick. It's more salty, it's different. With the
that's so interesting.
yeah, and where you're going to more north, like where I'm living, it's different.
Right.
They eat like cedar and pines.
Yep.
Fresh spruce, right?
Yep.
Yeah, spruce.
Yeah.
So
So it changes the actual meat.
Yeah,
I actually got my moose from Newfoundland this year.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Seb yesterday, and I was like, man, my moose tastes very different from I only used to eating the moose from Quebec.
Yeah.
It's really true, like from where the animal comes from. You would take a deer from the Anticosti Island. They found a way to survive out there, but they're actually eating seaweed from the ocean and mushrooms on the island. So it's pretty interesting to have the chance to taste all that wild meat
cool.
that comes from different places.
Oh yeah.
yeah. It's the meat tastes different.
Yeah.
Depending where you take it. So,
Oh, that's so cool.
yeah, it's interesting because you can choose your recipes and the consequence of that.
Yeah.
You choose your spice and everything
Based on how that
there we
meat is.
go. Yeah, there we go.
It totally changes the way you think about cooking. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's like one meat could be completely different in a recipe. Yeah.
yeah.
That's cool.
So with moose, you can do everything: jerky, like I said, steak and stew, burger, anything you want.
What do you have coming up this year? Any exciting projects you're working on? I mean, I know you talked about you're preparing for that 50-50 on the water, but what else you got going on?
I got a lot of events coming, like the 50-50 on the water.
Yeah.
I work with HOOKÉ and the Focus Outdoor Production.
Yep.
I do I cook for the staff
Yep.
and the people who's make the
Yep.
show. I do a lot of personal content too, for keep in touch and for now, I'm not looking so far. I just take month by month.
Yeah.
So, you know.
But you're doing the staff for the productions and stuff. Man, these sound like wicked sets, dude. You got him cooking for the crew.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Dang, that's a cool set.
We need a chef.
Yeah. You want to go fishing with us?
Yeah, for sure, man. Just
Try some bear stews and pulled bear burgers. That sounds pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, man. Keep in touch and let's go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I was gonna. I mean, I know we're obviously not gonna cook and eat salmon, but is there a wild fish that you like? We love walleye.
Yep.
You know,
It's pretty good.
Amazing.
You know, it's one of our favorite fish to eat, and we do find
Especially
also
up north.
talking about terroir. If you know, we find when we're in the Arctic watershed, they taste just a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, because walleyes, when it's really hot, he have some bacteria and everything.
Okay.
The meat's going really
Kind of soft.
soft
yeah.
paste, like a paste.
Yeah.
That's not really good. So if you're going up north and you're fishing like more deep in the water, it will taste good.
Yeah. Oh, it's
And
unreal.
You should fish for eating that fish early in the season. When you open,
Right.
let's go.
Right after
the
kind of the
best.
winter
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Right.
So it's the best time. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because when the weather's come warmer,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a good.
Yeah. Okay, Fred, you've got a new film project coming out. You mentioned it a second ago.
Yeah.
What is this project and what's the hype?
I actually, like, I don't know when this is gonna air, but actually this morning we just launched it.
Yeah.
Scale of Change.
Yeah.
And
This is going to come out in April.
in April. So
This will come out
Perfect.
April 1st.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
so
April
we're
1st.
just
Lines
still
up.
in the works. Probably. Oh, we're headed to Moncton right now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Enjoy the trip.
to do the official film first stop on the tour, so that's going to be great. I have the impression that this new project is the culmination of my last 13 years building HOOKÉ. HOOKÉ started with releasing a salmon, and I need to show this to people. How could I create something around that? It became HOOKÉ, it became the company, it became a TV show, it became all of that, but never
became
lost
your life.
it became my life. And I caught salmon. I can't even count the salmon that I've caught, but
Yeah.
then today came to a point where like I saw them decline, and I reached out to the ASF and I said I want to do a project. I want to show you what I can do. I want to show the community we can bring together, and I want to use all the skills of my team and put something great together and start it from scratch. And like today is the first day of Scale of Change. And what is Scale of Change? It's a documentary, but it's also to say that together that's how we're going to achieve change, and every little thing matters. So it's like you say, a bucket is filled with water, but just one drop,
Yeah.
multiple millions of drops is going to fill it up. So everybody's collective action needs to be done to save that fish. And I never thought it was going to go so fast. So it's totally where I need to be now. Like the brand is going good. We're launching that, and I'm invested there. And I'm glad that also even you guys are helping us to do a show here in Toronto.
May 29th, everybody.
And
Heck yeah.
it's
Come on out.
it's worrying though. I like it's probably the beginning of my new fight.
Yeah.
And like it's not building a brand, my new fight, it's making something that makes sense. And I remember saying it, you know, people in a typical fly fishing film, you're gonna say well, I hope my kids get to do what I used to do.
Yeah.
And well, fuck, like, I wanted to not fuck, but yeah.
No, fuck is fine.
I was saying it, but not believing it.
Yeah.
For my son, but like their runs were down 60% last year.
Yeah.
So it turns out everything is good. And when I decided to do the film, it wasn't that bad. So it's all about a collective effort to save the Atlantic salmon, create awareness, show the films in universities to people who don't even know what an Atlantic salmon is. You saw it. You both had the chance to touch one and see them. So they are precious fish, and they're unfortunately
fish.
like I'm like I have the front row seat to see what is actually happening and tell people Like, I don't know, you can imagine somebody who liked whatever bird, whatever fish, whatever thing you have a deep passion for. If you see it disappearing, like, it's worrying time.
That's super sad.
That's like my time now.
We are on a turning point right now.
Yeah.
If we don't change right now, our son cannot do what we are doing right now.
Well, that's the point too that you said, like, this idea that we all say, like, oh, we hope we have this for our kids, you know, and we all kind of say that, and then we just kind of move on. But it's such a good point, because it's like we say it, and it's like, okay, that feels good because I am aware of it, but what are we doing? You know what I mean?
Well, that's it. Like, for me, like, I'm not like the most political guy that you will know, but I'm a community builder. I'm a brand builder. I do content, and that's what I do. So that's what I'm bringing to the table now. I sit on 3 different boards: Wildlife Habitat Canada, FQSA, and ASF, and that's what I bring to them. Is let's create community. Yeah. There's more things than those fundraising dinners. There's us. There's everybody out there, and I mean, like, create some appeal to those conservation organizations who are actually gonna do what needs to be done. And the weirdest thing is that in Quebec, it's a success story for the number of fishermen. This year, 100% catch and release, and the issue is not in the rivers. So what do you want? Like, the rivers are protected, the people are releasing the fish, the spawning grounds are great, and now they go back into the ocean, and we don't know what's happening, and nobody knows. They're speculating on several things. So that's what's worrying. It's a fish that comes home to us, but then leaves to Greenland, and in that big migration, gets lost, gets killed, and it's not coming back. So
is the job to be done a little bit understanding what's happening and then trying to mitigate that?
Investing in the ocean and going to look into those. There's a couple of hypotheses that are happening, so need to investigate to see, is there some illegal things happening in the ocean? Is there some weird disease? Because that open net fish farming in Newfoundland, like, if we want to talk about that, that's like, it's crazy. It's insane what it's creating, and all those smolts coming out of the rivers, of the Quebec rivers, are migrating past those open net fish farms, and we believe, or some people believe, they are all out there at the same time, and probably maybe getting infected or getting a disease from all that crap of those open net fish farms. So there's a lot of battles in the Atlantic salmon world now, and there are some here and there are some everywhere. So now it's like we love fishing, but it's fun though. Everybody has that ear now to do something else than catch the fish.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we have to, you know, to your point, like, there's so many things, and you talk about the ocean, and it's so interesting because it's like, you know, we kind of have to turn our sights to the ocean, which is in trouble a little bit, you know. I mean, it has been for a long time, and now it's coming to, like you say, it's like, this is the tipping point. We have to change.
It's now or it's never, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I have a funny parallel about these outdoor shows also. Like, they're changing, but of course, I remember not too long ago, I did a presentation talking about conservation and protecting nature, and I really had the impression nobody cared. There wasn't a listening ear to that. And in Quebec now, I see it, like, the people who are hunting, who are fishing, I tell them all, you're taking from the nature. What are you giving back? If you take and you don't give back, well,
what are you doing?
It's the beginning of the end. Like, you need to make sure there is
you broke the circle. You need to keep the circle turning. You know? What I teach to my kids is take what you need right now. Don't fill your freezer of something you can probably throw on the garbage after a year and a half.
100%.
So take what you need. A deer, share with your friend, your family, if you want, you know?
Totally.
It's like we've thought about nature as a resource for so long. We just take, it's a resource. We just take as much as we want. And it's not a resource. It's part of, like you say, a circle.
The circle. And we are part of it. We have a part of that circle. So we need to keep turning that circle. And I remember when I was young, with my grandmother and my grand uncle, we go to hunting or just check out the territories to make sure everything is good. and I saw a lot of deer, a lot of partridge, a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And now I walk with my kids, and we don't see one deer, maybe one partridge. So it changed.
Yeah.
Because the city get bigger, the peoples go out of the city, more construction, more road, more everything that cut the territory in 2 or 3 or 4. Say we build dam for electricity, more dam. The rivers get bigger. The caribous cannot cross. They drown. So the humans, the mines. There's another thing too. So everything's changed.
The circle.
The circle.
That's such a good way to think about it.
Yeah. The caribou is it's the best example.
Yeah.
So no fish, no sea, no everything like that. It's over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything's come from the sea.
Yeah.
It's the beginning.
Yeah.
But what I find the most interesting, if you take back to the project of the scale of change, is that in a short lapse of time, my film in the Fly Film Tour 222 was the best fishing I had ever had all my life. The film is big style. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't even explain what happened on those 3 trips, and that's 222. And now we're 225.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where did they go?
Yeah,
what
3
happened?
years.
3 years, yeah.
3 years.
Like it's a mystery. But it's to show that how fast it can happen. It can happen to anything, and it's
Well, the same story out west, right? I know they had a good year this year, but I mean, in the past, it's been like people getting pretty worried,
Yeah, but it's a great example though. That open net fish farm, all that crap is gone from there. Like they were able to fight it, and it's like the ads you see in Newfoundland now is keep BC beautiful.
Yeah.
To advocate against the open net fish farms, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Like
Amazing. Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Like,
I mean,
changing the scales.
Yeah, they the good thing that BC does, I find, is they export that message so well.
Yeah.
And but the same thing's happening here. I will say though, maybe it's because we grew up in Ottawa and because I worked at a fly shop and the only time it was busy was salmon season. There's a bunch of politicians and lawyers going salmon fishing, so I was always exposed to the Atlantic salmon thing from an early age, even though I didn't get to do it until my mid-30s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's always been such that community, the Gaspé, Nova Scotia, whatever, it cares so much about those fish because they are such a special fish. They are one of the most special fish.
They are the lifeline to so many things out there.
Yes.
And they're a symbol of, especially the Atlantic salmon. I mean, the Pacific salmon too, but Atlantic salmon. It's so resilient. It's a symbol for I don't know.
Think about the gold strike or whatever. Somebody panning some gold in the Yukon or something, and that's the treasure of the river. It's not there anymore.
Yeah.
But the silver gold or the silver bar is there, lying in the rivers of the Gaspé Peninsula, and they are. Now I look at them in a different way. I'm like, is it time to leave him alone? They're like before. I wanted to promote it. I wanted to show it. I wanted more people to do it, and I knew conservation was part of it, but just releasing and making sure that I never saw a dead fish roll over. But now it's that's what's stuck in my head. I'm like. But it's not time to leave him alone, because if we leave him alone, the anglers are the ones who are caring for them and protecting them. So it's just to make sure we're doing the right thing, and that's the goal. It's to together, like having a conversation right now. What will you guys do? What should we do? But the last thing to do is to hang up our rods. Then the whole economy dies. The fly shops are not selling any more gear. The fishermen are not getting. The guides are not getting any more clients. And fly fishing is more than catching the fish. So I don't
big time. No, I mean, like you say,
especially Atlantic salmon. It's like
it's sort of like, even if we fish, some of us fish a little bit less, we're dialing up the efforts to like help the fish. So it's like we can't turn our backs on the fish in general. We have to be there for them.
Tell you the truth, I came out here and I went with my brother-in-law and I caught this nice big salmon in the Great Lakes, and I didn't we had a great meal, and I'm a guy who releases fish, but I don't think that I harm the population out here, and
Definitely not.
I like.
There's so many of them.
way.
Well, that's the thing. It's
Yeah.
like, it's okay sometimes
To harvest for sure.
to do it, but it's still a salmon that
Yeah.
if
It's still a living thing at the end of the day.
well,
Still a living
it's
thing.
just that it's thriving. I can imagine here for certain reasons,
Yeah.
it's super good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the
Well-
salmon in the Great Lake, they was introduced.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's is it? No, we can't consider it wild.
Okay, so
Semi-wild.
here's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
There was a strain after the glaciers retreated. There was a strain of Atlantic salmon that became landlocked, and the Ontario government's trying to reintroduce and bring that Atlantic salmon back. The Pacific strains of salmon, like the Chinook, the Chinook salmon, the pinks, the stuff that they stock, is really just for the charter boat industry. But the biggest thing that we always advocate for is obviously native species, but species that thrive, and they've been trying to bring back the Atlantic salmon program as a group that we work with called Ontario Streams. They work to rehabilitate brook trout and Atlantic salmon habitat so that one day the landlocked strain of Atlantic salmon comes back to.
But they are
Ontario
still throwing
Tribute.
up those. Are they land? Because my people told me I caught an Atlantic salmon in the rivers that are flowing into the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
But are you talking about those ones, or those are all stocked?
Well, now they're all stocked,
Okay.
but they're trying to reintroduce. It used to be
Okay.
after the the glaciers pulled
it was like
back.
Champlain
they got,
Sea.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
they got this where we are was all underwater.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and then but at that time there were
Long
Atlantic
time ago.
salmon. Long time ago.
Which is an important point.
But
But yeah.
there is an original wild strain of
Yeah.
Atlantic salmon that were landlocked to Lake Ontario and stuff that they're trying to bring back, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. But I mean, it's.
But the probably the salmon that you had, maybe it was a Chinook or a coho or something like that.
exactly.
Yeah, those are all.
Yeah.
Those were put in for the charter boat industry, and that kind of keeps that cycle
They love
alive.
it. The fish love the lake. They
But
love
what
it.
most people don't know, I don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole, but the steelhead, they're all stocked from California strains of steelhead. They haven't been stocked in like a long time.
All California?
There was also some
from the north,
from
yeah.
BC, but there was a lot of California strains. A lot of those fish that you fish for at your brother-in-law's or whatever, they're naturalized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They haven't
love
been
it.
stocked in years because our programming is to stock brook trout, walleye, and Atlantic salmon.
Yeah.
Well, we
it's-
want native species.
I guess if you look at it in a different way, the Great Lakes could be the ocean of the Atlantic salmon, and it's easier maybe to control what's happening in the lakes. But the ocean is such a big territory,
It's crazy, yeah.
maneuvered by different countries,
Yep.
different legislations,
Yep.
different
Yep.
rules, and
Yep.
you're trying to intervene. And thank
it's
God
unreal.
they were able to make a deal with the commercial fishing in Greenland. But at the end of the day, from Greenland to Maine to New Brunswick to Newfoundland to Labrador, like who's traveling in there to see what's actually
it
happening?
moving.
So I believe that's the biggest that's the biggest mystery. But yeah, to come back to what we are doing and why we're doing it is because it's actually affecting.
Well, that's why we're doing it.
Yeah. That's the year. That's
See
the
it on
fish.
YouTube. Yeah.
That's the fish, and
Beautiful
I
fish.
mean, today I look at it and I went. Typical fisherman. I went there, had the best fishing of my life. Said, "How many rods do you have for next year?" Blah blah blah. I booked like 16 rods. Called all my friends. I said, "I just discovered the holy grail of salmon fishing." Guys, like, look at this. I'm not lying.
Yeah.
Went back the next year. We 16 anglers. Only my girlfriend caught one.
Wow.
It's just to show.
Yeah.
You can't. It's unpredictable fishing. Fish that migrate.
Yeah.
You're never gonna know. And now it's me reflecting upon like the good years, and now saying when it's a bad year, there's probably something to do. But it comes through community action. And I wouldn't think in the past I would have been on podcasts talking about the health of the salmon runs in Gaspé, because when I started the company, it was because it was super healthy and there was not enough people out there on the rivers. And then we brought the people on the rivers, and it's a success story for that. But now I remember it's a guy from Sims that told me, what are you gonna do with HOOKÉ, because you're promoting fly fishing? What are you gonna manage growth if there's too many people and you're not controlling the resource? So it's well, we'll see. Well, that's the perfect example.
Yeah,
and we talk about fish farm, but now many countries have boat factory on the sea, and they go everywhere they want. We cannot control that. So probably they have a big impact too, because there are more and more and more, because there are more people on the earth. So
it's a big problem to figure out. But
we don't have any control what's happening in the sea.
No, I know. It's so hard. We need everybody to respect it equally.
We need to remember it's not the beginning of the end. It's just the beginning of something new. But we don't want to. The worst thing is to send out this dramatic, pessimistic message. Is to say, let's all reflect. Let's all think differently. But not stop fly. Let's not stop fly fishing. Like it's just.
Yeah, we need to look at it differently. We need to respect the fish,
I guess
the future.
The health of the rivers and the fish here is it's not like it's
everywhere.
Good.
I mean,
so
because the fly fisher, it's the eyes of what's happening on the land. You know, it's like the hunter, where when you hunt and you see nothing. You know, you need to talk
be there.
about it. Yeah, it's teasing, and you're gonna change your mind. Okay, what can I do more for them? You know? So
for sure.
The Ducks Unlimited is funded by wealthy people who love duck hunting. Trout Unlimited is funded by wealthy people who love trout fishing. And the ASF is funded by ultra wealthy people who love Atlantic salmon. So it's good, like to see that it's because
you
that
spend time
fishing
there,
exists that we want to protect it.
But you love it because you experience it, and then that leads to like Captains for Clean Water is the exact same thing down in Florida. They're fighting too, and it's like they're the same. They love the place. You know,
so more fishermen and more hunters doesn't mean less people who care. It's more people
kind of
who
means
care.
the opposite. You know?
That's we've always believed that.
Hopefully.
Okay, where can people where can people check out the film?
Well, right
Can
now.
I start?
Yeah.
Well,
yes, indeed.
One really important place they can check it out is May 29th
here in
Toronto, Left Field Brewery in the in Liberty Village.
Yep,
we're gonna be there. You're gonna be there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there. Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Can we say that you guys' film is gonna play too? Yeah. Can we say that?
We can. We definitely can. Yeah, we're both gonna be screening films, which will be cool. Left Field Brewery, of course, we've worked with for years.
Awesome.
And
brewery.
they've hosted a lot of our events, and we're excited to go back there.
Yeah.
They're amazing partners. You're gonna love them.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be screening Scale of Change.
Yeah.
Scale of Change, May 29th, and one of your films, and as a bonus, probably an adventure film from Nunavik, Leaf River Lodge.
Here we go.
And the rest, I mean, the best way to learn about all of this is to go to scaleofchange.org.
Okay.
New landing page we did, new Instagram, Scale of Change.
Okay.
And we're going to update this constantly, creating this new movement.
Yep.
The film's going to tour for 2 months and be released on YouTube and probably in the month of June.
Okay.
But it's only the beginning. It's the film is called Scale of Change, but it's the Scale of Change movement.
Yeah.
More
Scale
films,
of Change.
more productions, and the Scale of Change can apply to anything. It's this one was made for salmon, but it's a new movement, and that's what I wanted to do. Independent from HOOKÉ, from ASF.
Yep.
If you have a project and it's about the scale of change, well, let's feature it on this new
platform
page, and let's blow it up, make events, and like we're doing right now, collaborating on an event and trying to do that all across the east coast of Canada.
Love it. Okay, there we go. I mean, look for that, and Seb, Fred, it's been awesome getting to
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah.
Love chatting with
Thanks.
you, Fred.
Yeah,
And,
nice to see you guys
awesome
again.
To meet you.
Nice to see you too.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
It happens every year.
yeah,
First year for me.
We used up all our. We're gonna find a new place.
We filled
Your
some
living room.
we'll just be out in the street. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh,
That
yeah.
square.
Well, we might actually. We should go fishing one time.
Yeah.
Together.
Gotta hit the
Maybe
water,
one
dude.
time.
There's so many people I know that I've never
Yeah.
been fishing with. I'm like, shh, I need to do
Funny thing that
that.
happens, right?
Yeah.
You should
Yeah.
book him a year or two
In
before.
Blue is my color in the Google Calendar, and
Yeah.
blue. Holy shit! There's not a lot of non-blue
ocean of
squares.
Right.
But no, it's good. We'll be back for fishing, and thanks for all of this. It's
yeah.
great.
No,
and
thanks to you
Seb,
guys.
for
And then,
Yeah,
Seb, is there
thanks.
anywhere, like, aside from the 50-50 on the water, is there anywhere people can
See your stuff.
see your
Instagram
stuff or
page,
your
and
Instagram
all
or
Yeah,
something
I
like
have an Instagram. It's in French. It's Foodie and Godbois. So
Okay.
you can follow what I do, and by HOOKÉ too, you can see all my videos and picture and everything. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, we'll put
thanks.
links to that in the
Yeah.
show notes. Yeah.
The show that we did with Seb, we're actually gonna air all those episodes on our website.
Oh wait, well,
we
wicked.
got
okay.
all the rights now, and we're gonna publish 5 seasons. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
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 Well, look for that. Thanks, guys.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks.
Guys,
Really
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Nice
Thanks.
job.
And that's it for our chat at the Toronto Sports Show in the Yeti booth. Thank you, Yeti, for having us. Thank you for HOOKÉ for coming on and talking to us about scale of change. And Seb, your cool life, hunting, cooking, fishing, living the outdoor thing. What else do we want to talk about? I mean,
Yeah,
you were just saying before at the intro of the show you haven't tied any flies for trout
No,
season.
I know. I just want to take just one another quick thing. I just really, I just really want to shout Dan out. Like he really led for people that don't know, the Toronto Sportsman Show, it had a fly fishing section for years, and then that section went away. And I know we talked about that anyway, but I just want to
but of course.
really hammer home that he was really the driving force to bring it back. And I think it's a really great start.
Oh yeah.
You got to start somewhere, and I think he started really great casting lanes. When I was there on the Friday, Dean from Isaac Walton, I didn't see that guy stop tying flies
awesome.
with kids. Like he was
I saw
tying
pictures
flies
of
with
Dean doing
kids and
Heck yeah, dude.
and just other participants like all day. Like, dude, the dude didn't fucking quit. I was there
Yeah.
for 6 hours and he didn't stop
He's
tying
the best,
flies.
man. I love Dean. It's great energy.
And having doing my presentation to Bill Spicer
Yeah.
was awesome. He was just like sitting beside me. It gave me so much cred.
Yeah, it's sick. Yeah. Yeah.
It was awesome.
Leveled up that's the Spice Man
The Spice Man, yeah.
cred. I love it.
So yeah, just shout out to Dan. And then obviously meeting. We've had Fred on the show a couple times now, but Seb is such a cool dude. We went for Korean barbecue after, and him and I were he had never been to Korean barbecue before,
Yeah.
and so him and I were just food nerding out, and it was really fun.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, he's a super interesting guy. And hopefully we can see him again in the future, maybe when we're out there.
Huge. Listen to this.
When we're out in Quebec, that'd be cool to hook up with them and fish or
To
something.
HOOKÉ up with them.
To HOOKÉ up with the HOOKÉ guys.
Come on now.
I haven't tied flies for trout opener yet, but I am starting to get my boxes ready.
Okay.
I am going to start. I'm thinking I may be tying some flies this weekend, but I kind of want to tie some like bass flies just for fun. I've got so many trout flies, like I really don't need to tie trout flies per se,
Okay.
but I just want to kind of tie big, old, fun streamies and dream
Okay.
of bass season as well. Because
Okay.
I am cold.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking forward to June, but of course,
I-
trout season's first.
I'm also cold. It's a cold day today, but yeah, I haven't really tied much, if anything, at all.
I definitely need to tie some squirms just for opener and some eggs and stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's whatever. Can knock that out with Idis in our greasy basement tying
Yeah,
dungeon.
we really have to make a video about that greasy basement.
Yeah, I have a little
We have to
tying
show everybody the grease
section in my
the grease
basement.
basement.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's got a little heater down there. He's down there more than I am because he really loves tying flies. We got a speaker now.
What?
Mm.
Okay, we gotta do a little tour.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's not. It's like just like a unfinished basement and like a bunch of tying material everywhere, but
It sounds cool to me. Okay.
it's something. What else? You're going away. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, so this show comes out April 1st. So if you're listening to it anywhere around then, April 5th, I'm actually going back to Ascension Bay Lodge.
April 5th.
Doing
Ascension
some
Bay
work for
Lodge.
our sponsors with our good pal, David Brotzman of Very Good Fly Fishing.
That's so fun. How long are you guys going for? If
5th to the 9th, it's a quick rip. Quick rip, 3 days of fishing.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, so get there on the 5th, fish 6, 7, 8, fly back on the 9th.
That'd be fun. You and David too. That'll be so sick.
Yeah, it's nonstop fishing and filming. Like we're literally, this is kind of work more than it is. But hopefully, David got to saltwater fly fish really quickly in Florida once, but this is going to be his first like big time dedicated trip.
Oh, no way!
And definitely his first guided trip.
Oh, on the salt.
And the migratory fish are in.
Oh, okay. Well, that's gonna be awesome then. That's his first salt
hopefully
experience.
We can maybe at least jump one.
I thought I saw him saltwater fly fishing somewhere.
Yeah, Florida.
And he caught fish and stuff.
Yeah, he was with Casey Badger.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and they caught some juvenile tarpon, but
pretty cool.
He's never caught a bonefish, never caught a permit.
Now he'll have a shot at all of the
Wow,
fish.
you're holding saltwater tippet.
Yeah.
Oh, can I have that?
Yeah.
Oh, great. What is that? 12 pound?
10 pound Flora or 12 pound Floraflex saltwater tippet.
Sick.
Medium stiff, 100% fluorocarbon, ideal for saltwater species, made in Japan.
Oh, Japan. You've been to Japan.
Yep. Yeah, you can have this. I'll give this to you for your trip. That's really fun. You're going to have a good time.
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome. This is all you need, by the way. You don't need, you need a rod and reel, but then you just need 12 pound tippet. So
Right. You don't need anything else. Yeah.
Just tie this to like 2 feet of that to your fly line. That's all you really.
It's really good for tarpon, actually.
Like I haven't caught anything in the salt ever before, but that's how I fish. I don't know.
What the hell are you talking about?
Just trolling. Just trolling with you.
You're trolling?
Yeah, I'm just having a slice of fun pie.
Damn, he's trolling.
Well, I mean, that was a fun show. And if we have nothing else to say to our lovely listeners, we hope that all of you out there are enjoying your lives. And if you're in Ontario, it's almost time. It is
so
warming
close.
up. We're so close.
It's so close.
Get our feet in the water and live life to the fullest again.
Live, laugh, fish.
Live, laugh, fish. That's it for me, Mitch, Aldo.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.
Comb your
hair.
Wow.